All right, good day, everybody. It's Monday, March 21st, 2022. Yeah, I'm on the road and I cannot control the lighting right now. So I am definitely the shadow man, probably another day or two here. So you'll have to forgive me for the lighting. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't control it. It's not my house. So anyway, man, a lot of stuff to talk about today, and we're gonna just jump right into it. I've got some conversations going on today that you guys are gonna find very, very interesting in the next couple of nights when we do the late show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm telling you, I'm a a skeptic about things, and there are some things that I want to share with you that will just absolutely blow your mind. So stay tuned right here on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the next couple of nights, because there are some things that are going to show you that is just going to make you go, uh huh. So anyway, let's hit it. We have been asking questions. Where is Anthony flip flopping Fauci? Well, he resurfaced in the news again yesterday. So we have to be prepared to reinstate some restrictions for the COVID variants. So here we go, folks. We're talking about it again. It all of a sudden disappeared, but this guy here and the WHO, they're gonna stay the course and they're gonna keep pushing it. So the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases director Flip Floppin' Fauci said on ABC's This Week that the new variants of the sickness could cause America to reincite some restrictions. He starts discussing the BA.2 variant and that the degree of transmission average over the original um, uh, Decepticon. I like to call it the Decepticon because that's exactly what it is. Anyway, it goes into some numbers. I brought this up real quick because I wanted to show you guys this guy wants this to last forever. And until the rest of America stands up and says, nope, not having any part of it. I do not comply. I will not consent. I'm not wearing the masks. I'm not taking the vacations. It's over. The if the people that are continuing to do this, they're allowing this right here to happen. And the rest of us, we're already awake, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. So there he is. He's still in the news. So let's talk about the next thing that I wanted to put out here, which is the UN chief says endure high gas prices for the good of the planet. Now I won't read too much about this either because this guy is absolutely insane, but they're telling us right now that the pain at the soaring gas prices must be endured because any wider embrace of fossil fuels is an alternative that is madness, end quote, and threatens the global climate targets, the UN Secretary General continued to say on Monday. So they're telling us that for the good of the planet, we should have to endure all these high fuel costs because by 2040 they want to cut carbon footprint in absolute half, 50%. 50%. It's madness and it doesn't even make sense. It won't work. Um, these guys are out of their freaking minds, to be honest with you. So, of course, President Donald Trump got us out of the Paris Climate Agreement, and day one, when old Joey got in, he signed us right back up for it. And here we are again. We're dealing with nonsense. So I just thought that I would point that out to you guys. And of course, these guys are pointing the finger at us as they're climbing off of a private jet. You know, they fly all around the world. Uh, John Kerry is another one, the climate czar for the United States. He flies around on all these private jets and then points the finger at us and says, "Hey, you know, we need to reduce carbon emissions." While these guys fly around all over the world. and point the finger at us. So anyway, I just thought that would be something you might be interested in, is continue to endure these high gas prices for the betterment of our planet. All right, the next one, let's talk about this. Peter Schweitzer. Now, I brought this up a couple of times, but listen to what I'm about to say. Um, Schweitzer, Hunter Biden's laptop story goes straight to the president. Well, what's he talking about? But this week on Fox News Channel's Sunday Morning Futures, with Breitbart News senior contributor Peter Schweitzer, the author of Red Handed: How American Elites Get Rich Helping China Win. They talked about the New York Times bestseller and how Hunter Biden's laptop is authentic. Yeah, that's what I said. It is authentic. According to Schweitzer, it contains Hunter Biden's laptop, shows his father, President Joe Biden, was a quote beneficiary of funds from influential people in Ukraine, China, and Russia. Now, it goes on to say, uh, down two paragraphs down, it says the second factor at this is that this is not just a Hunter Biden story. The New York Times tries to paint it that way. The headline is even Hunter Biden pays his back taxes, but broad investigation continues. But you're right. They admit that the laptop is real. Let me repeat that. They admit that the laptop is real. And what the laptop reveals is Maria is Hunter Biden received these funds, but President of the United States, Joe Biden, was a recipient and beneficiary of those funds. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because I'm telling you, folks, there is going to be a shift. I feel it coming. I see it coming. And a lot of things are starting to come back out again. And there's a lot of admission out there right now. Where that goes from here, I don't know, but I just thought I would let you know. Let's talk about our southern border. Now, listen to this. This is a little bit scary. Texas Department of Public Safety says this year is going to be catastrophic on the border, worse than 2021. Now, I've reported months ago that our southern border last year received about 1.9 million illegals who crossed our border. Now, this public safety lieutenant, Christopher Alvarez, said that we thought last year was complete chaos on the border, but this year is going to be catastrophic. They're already projecting they had 397,000 encounters in 2021. They're projecting that they will have 837,000 encounters this year. And why I'm bringing this up is he says, quote, and that goes to show you that there's no plan or strategy from the federal government or any intentions on taking care of our current border situation to protect the American people and to take the place right now. It's just, so this dumpster fire, which is called the Biden administration, continues to burn out of control. And it is a matter of national security, this lieutenant is saying, not just for Texas, but for the entire country. This is a national security threat. And this administration is not doing anything about it. They're just letting it run rampant. All right, next headline, we're going to talk about China and Russia. China, quote, pushing a major country into a corner. China blames NATO expansion for the Ukraine war. So what are they talking about? Well, NATO is constantly out there trying to consume more and more countries to sign up for NATO and expanding their reach across the globe. Well, Russia is pushing back right now. They don't want NATO around them. And so that is part of the invasion of the Ukraine is, in China's opinion, is to push back on that. Now, Russia has been using supersonic missiles, hypersonic missiles, and they are claiming that they can hit pretty much anywhere within 1,200 miles in 7 to 8 minutes with those missiles. It's a little alarming. So we're going to touch on that here in a couple of minutes. That's another headline here. Um, it's just a lot of stuff in the news right now that I'm paying attention to. In my opinion, it's kind of setting the stage for what's about to happen. So pay attention to that, folks. Let's go a little bit further into that. And let's talk about our problems here at home with our energy crisis. So, Representative Ralph Norman, Ukraine conflict shows why U.S. energy development is a national security priority. Now, we've talked about security risk on the southern border just a few minutes ago. This is another national security risk right here. This is being reliant on so many foreign countries for our energy. That's not what Trump did. That's not what Trump was about. He he wanted us energy independent, and for the first time in many, many decades, we were, until this new regime, this new whatever you want to call it, got control of the White House, and now we're out of control. So the conflict in Ukraine has exposed the harmful how harmful our dependence on foreign oil really is, and elevates the question of how will we continue to power the United States, because the United States energy consumption is on the rise, as it is every year. And it's very concerning to know that we depend now again on foreign countries for our energy. And at one time, we actually had a surplus. So here's the numbers that we had. In 2020, the United States produced 18.40 million barrels per day of petroleum and consumed 18.12 barrels. So we had a surplus there in 2020, and it was the first time since 1949 that we actually exported crude oil. And here we are now begging people to produce more and to send us more crude oil. Did you hear what I just said? In 2020, we actually were exporting oil for the first time since 1949. And now the administration we have, they're begging for crude. Just crazy. All right, last couple of headlines here. I found this very interesting. Donald Trump speaks out at American Freedom Tour. I will be back. So thousands packed the Florida Live Arena in Sunrise, Florida, Saturday to watch former President Donald J. Trump speak during the American Freedom Tour. Now, here's some quotes during that rally that I thought was very interesting. The crowd was abuzz in anticipation of Trump's remarks. In a tweet, Taylor Burdak, communication director for Save America and Donald Trump, said that one supporter equated the event to an Elvis concert. I found that very interesting. But here's something that I wanted to bring up that Candace Owens said. Let me drop down here. So Candace Owens said this. She said, she explained COVID as, now listen to this, a quote, as a government virus, and that the fear of the virus is the mechanism that is used to control the masses. Now, I just find it very encouraging that people are putting more and more statements out there, more and more people are standing up, calling it for what it truly is. And Candace Owens is just one of many. But I'm telling you guys something. I'm telling you right now, there's a shift coming, and it's not going to be good for the other side. So let's hit the next headline. Let's talk about what the United States did during the Trump administration and is now doing during this administration. The U.S. government offers a $5 million reward for information on Russian oligarchs' assets. Now, what's this talking about? Well, potentially a $5 million cash reward is being offered by the U.S. government to Americans delivering information leading to the seizure of assets directly linked to Russian oligarchs. The Seize and Free scheme launched Wednesday is part of a guidance dubbed that this is coming directly from our U.S. Treasury. Where do we have the money to even put this kind of reward out? Seriously. But what it's doing is it's tying people to Russia, and anybody who is on United States soil that has boats, cash, um, real estate, anything, they're going to seize it from them. And so they're hoping that this is also going to put more restraints and restrictions on already Russia. And I really don't see this going anywhere, to be honest with you. I think Russia is in a position now where they don't care. And to take assets away from private citizens who are tied to Russia, is that really gonna affect Russia itself? I don't think so. I think it's just a money grab, in my opinion. All right, last headline here. Let's talk hypersonic. Russia claims future strikes are further strikes with hypersonic and warship launched cruise missiles. Now, they are taking claim to a few targets that have already been hit in the Ukraine near the Black Sea. They're talking about how they hit a fuel depot. They hit an ammunition bunker. Now, these things are the fastest missiles, rockets, whatever you want to call them on Earth. They can travel 1,200 miles in 7 to 8 minutes. And so, why is this a concern? They actually travel 1,250 miles, 10 times the speed of sound. Why is this important? Because that cuts your reaction time down to minutes. I mean, we used to talk about threats where we might have 20 to 30 minutes. Well, these hypersonic missiles now, and I'm sure Russia is not the only country out there developing them. I'm sure Korea has them. I'm sure China has them. I'm sure we have them, and other countries as well. Now your reaction time is cut in absolute half now with hypersonic missiles, and I find that disturbing. I find that something that definitely needs to be paid attention to. Now they've got a whole new arsenal in their hands that they can affect people with. So anyway, that's the headline hits for today. Thanks for joining us. I do have a Podbean later today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys want to hop over there and join us for Podbean. And then later tonight, I'll be back on here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tonight we got a good show. We got Snafu. So if you guys like Snafu, he's going to be on with me later this afternoon, this evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And then the pilot is back on Podbean this afternoon at 3 p.m. So if you guys want to catch those two shows, I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of information we're going to drop. And you guys just have a great day, and we'll see you here on the next one.